Welcome back to the vlog, and welcome here to the first time to Yembi. We are going to be doing just a quick half-hour flight up to Wewak, pick up some fuel, make some rounders, and come back here and pick up these guys I just dropped off that are working on a lawnmower. So,
TOS system test. Okay.
Igniter's on and fuel pump on. Let's get our fuel on. Introduce our fuel over 14%. Make sure my oil pressure is actually coming up. There we go. Moresby 6538, November Tango Zulu taxi.
Stand by.
Alright, well, while we're waiting on her, go ahead and taxi up to the end of the runway.
And
Hopes and our lights on. And see if I can't get to the center of the runway where it's nice and firm. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be heading out of here up to Wewak, pick up some fuel, head out to Inaru, which is just 10 minutes from here, drop that off, and then head back here and pick up these two guys that are going to be working on the radio, as well as, yeah, well, they didn't really cut it out here. Well, that's super draggy. Moresby 6538, November Tango Zulu taxi. I'll get him up in the air. I finally got these sunglasses back in stock, so if you're interested, check out my website. I do have them. I've had some people ask me over the past few months, but they're back now, so go check them out. Cool, and the selectors, our TOS is turned off. Switches and instruments, we've just got a tiny bit of weight underneath. Just 5,400 pounds, so rotate at 54 and 63 if we have to come back in. Flaps are set. Let's get our radar on standby just so it's warming up. I don't need to use it, but it gets the gimbals going just so it's not just flopping around inside there. On abort, let's get our trim set. If we are not 40 knots, really by the end of that shed, you can't really see, but basically those two coconut trees up there. If we're not 40 knots at that point, then we'll go ahead and stop on the runway. Otherwise, we'll continue after takeoff, pitch for 85, consider EPL, consider feather. 85, then 80 full flaps. Emergencies, masters, and crack my door. Inlet and lights are good. We'll do SAR after we take off. 28 degrees sea level, so 1540 for 1590. Ignition condition flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. 1540 and rotate at 54. Work is set. The nose up and out of the grass as much as I can. Watch out, birds. There's 40 continuing. There's 54. I speed up, and then we'll just climb out pretty quick because there was a lot of birds up here when I landed. Usually they only stay around like 50 to 75 feet, and then after that they don't really get any, but at least the big ones, they don't get that high. For 85 knots, we'll go 10 degrees of flaps, make our left-hand turn towards Wewak. It's just kind of gloomy. I think that's kind of broke into scattered layers, probably around 7,500. We're only going up to 7,000 today. Looks like there might potentially be some rain as we get into Wewak, but I got a weather report from Wewak saying that it's just a high overcast and it's not raining there, so. It looks like actually more over towards the west of Wewak is the rain, not where I'm going, so that's nice. I'm going to prop on back to 2,000 RPM. And our ITT will just set right at 720 for our climb up to 7,000. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a hold of Moresby now. Moresby 6538, November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu, Moresby, check on 1262.7.
Moresby 1267, November Tango Zulu.
And November Tango Zulu, Moresby reading you for us. Go ahead.
Morning 5, November Tango Zulu departed Yembi 1 POB at time 49er. Tracking 026 on climb, not above 7,000. Estimating WEWAC 15.
And November Tango Zulu, no reported traffic.
November Tango Zulu. It looks like we might actually get some IMC time today. I was actually kind of hoping that with how gloomy and rainy it was when I left Goroka this morning. I was like, hey, this is a great opportunity. Maybe I can get some in the cloud time today, which is IMC if you're not familiar. And if it's just like for the sake of going inside of clouds, I prefer to be by myself just so, because most passengers don't really appreciate going through clouds because it usually includes possible rain, possible bumps, and most people that fly are not like, you know, flyers that fly a lot, so those types of things make them feel nervous. So anyways, it's good to be able to get some IMC time by myself so I can stay current because of COVID, we aren't really flying that much right now. So, and this is the rainy season. So unless you're getting your IMC time right now, unless you get in the sim, during the rest of the year, it's almost always beautiful, unless it's like 4 in the afternoon. But what I like to do if I do go IMC is I usually just start my timer right here, just so I have an idea of a better idea of how much time I'm actually getting, rather than just kind of guesstimating, but I don't always remember to do that either. If you guys see some of my sponsors at the beginning of my video, they're from Patreon. If you guys want to see an on-the-ground video out here at Yembi, last time I was out here with the RAA doing an airstrip inspection. I shot a little on-the-ground video. I try to do those on all the places I go to. If you are interested in seeing more what it looks like on the ground, hanging out with the people, walking around with them, check out that link down below. But one of the patrons, Plain Faith, is if you are thinking that you want to go into missions, you want to be a missionary pilot someday, but you're not really sure how to get the finances, check their website out. They do grants for people that are wanting to do the same thing that I'm doing. I wish I had something like that available to me when I was going through the training, because I was like, man, how am I going to afford this? Yeah, it was only like $40,000 way back when. But it's still a lot of money, and it's harder to find scholarships and grants for aviation in general. Wow, that is incredible looking, and that's so beautiful. My absolute favorite thing to do when flying is this right here, just above the cloud layer where it's almost just skirting you, and it's just all around. It's, oh man, it doesn't get any better than that. We're at 7,000 already, so I'll just pull on my power on back. That my torque will just set in at 1250. And also, I should probably text the guys in WEWAC, let them know what time I'm going to be getting there. Well, it's already looking like I can actually see the coastline all the way up there, at least the mountain ridge going right into WEWAC. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just set up, we're just another 15 minutes out from WEWAC now. I'm going to go ahead and set up my descent profile in the G1000. So hit the flight plan button, come on down here to my altitude. We'll do 1,000 feet for pattern altitude because it's just sea level. And then I'll do 800 feet per minute. And then, if we scroll out here, we'll have a top of descent mark on the screen. So, a little bit more to go. The chime you just heard was just our V2 track. The guy in WEWAC was able to just text me directly from his phone to the airplane, just saying, hey, come in loud because the fuel, he just still doesn't have a fuel guy's number that works. Which is very, very typical. Anyways, yeah, so I'll come in loud. So basically I'll leave it in high idle as I'm coming into the ramp there at WEWAC in like heavy beta, and it just makes it twice as loud, and then he can hear me or whatever he's doing, and then he'll come down and fuel me, hopefully. As you guys can see, I'm now using my new flip checklist. You guys, a lot of people have asked about, are you going to get them on your website ever? So it took me the longest time to get the design down right, and I have a new one coming out as well. So anyways, go check out my site if you're a pilot, you're a student pilot, you work at a flight school, you own a flight school. I'll hook you up with a discount if you do. And but they're an awesome tool for single pilot ops. It's because it helps you keep your eyes up and out for one. And paper checklists are so easy to like forget items. This is basically your takeoff and your landing items, and as you go through them, you just flip them as you go. So if you forget one, I have them set up where the order that they should go in. I have them for turboprops, I have them for pistons, I have them for complex pistons. So I have them for a couple different ones. So go check out my website. And like I said, if you are a flight school and you'd like to get them for all your airplanes, shoot me an email and I'll hook you up. If you guys see the link down below in the description called Reply Bank, if you're curious of what it is, it's a way that you guys can ask me direct questions and I can send you back a video response. One of the questions this week was, do you have a favorite airplane that you fly? Because this is November Tango Zulu, we've got 3 of them, and this has a radar pod, which is nice sometimes if it's, you know, really crap weather out, but other than that, it just really shows you where the most intensity of the rain is. It doesn't show you anything else. But the other 2, we have November Tango Kilo and November Tango Echo. Out of the 3, I'd probably pick November Tango Echo. Just because, and this is probably my least favorite, is just because the throttle quadrant feels different. Like this one, you have to, the throw on all of them is like 3 times more than the other. So I've flown the others, and this one used to be more like that. But now that it's been readjusted, it's so different that it's really hard to get your numbers just dead smack on, because you're so
vertical track.
You're so used to a specific amount of input to get the result you want. Now it's like way further and nope, too far. So anyways, they all fly the same as far as flying goes. But again, I still think that this one and all of our other pilots do too. Even though we've had an engine change like twice, I think the indicator for the torque is off. It's still within limits, but I think it's off from what the other planes are, because this one, all of us agree, feel like it's underpowered compared to the other 2 planes. That was Betty letting me know to head on down to 1,000 feet. We already have it set up for 800 feet per minute. And if you look here, you can see this little blue arc right here. That's letting me know that that's when I'm going to get to that altitude of 1,000 feet. All stations, WEWAC 126.7, Kodiak November Tango Zulu, 18 miles to the southwest on the 120 radio, passing 6,100. Circuit time WEWAC, time 12. If we look down here, it looks like the winds are kind of coming out of kind of the southwest today. So we'll plan on landing on runway 28. So we'll fly overhead the field and then enter into a right downwind for runway 28. All right, we are on base now. Audio shut off for a second, so I don't know how much I lost for you guys. We'll go full flaps, checklist is complete, and start turning final. All right, 500. Looks like they're still working on the extension of the airstrip. They're extending it, I think, for the 737, from what I hear.
500.
But they only extended it like maybe 50 meters at most, probably not even that. Looks like they've got new lines painted on there as well. I'm not familiar with those. Those are the first time I've seen those type of lines. Oh, that just means that they're closed. I think they're supposed to be X's. Oh, that's what it is. They just put lots of X's on the airstrip. Now I'll start slowing down to my 63 knots. Just not have to slam on my brakes. I'll have to taxi back to this one. This taxiway is the only one we have right now. Oh, there's nobody else here today. Hopefully the fuel guy is here. It is 10:15 in the morning, so he should be here by now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that flight. I thought it was just beautiful weather. I love when it's cloudy out. Absolutely love it. Heading out to Inadu now. I won't film that, but when I get to Inadu, I will film that back over to Yembi Yembi. So, and I think I'm going to try to do it more of a vlog style, because it's only like a 10-minute flight, and it's going to be a really short video otherwise. So anyways, if you are interested in that kind of video, stay tuned to the next video after this one, or next week. The building they're building right here is the temporary terminal, because they're going to rip down this one and build a new one, and then rip down this one. As always, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're not already. Leave a comment down below what you thought of it. And hope to see you guys next time. Welcome to WeWack. Our blowers off. Already got our lights off. Auxiliary generator. From NG to always shut down to like below 10 and turn our aux pump off. Guys, see you next time.